Hi everyone, my name is Mariah Flores and I want to welcome you to my speech on the Swedish Initiative, also known as the Swedish Prescription, and how it works. So, what we'll be discussing in this speech is the Swedish Initiative or Swedish Prescription, how it works, and why Sweden is coining the phrase travel for your health. We'll be exploring a blend of nature, culture, and holistic lifestyling, which can be a gentle and natural alternative to traditional medications for certain issues. So I want you to imagine this. You're having a hard day that turns into a hard week, that turns into a hard month, and you go to the doctor because you think that you could probably benefit from some anti-anxiety medication. And instead of writing the prescription for anxiety medication, the doctor prescribes you to take a walk outside or visit a butterfly sanctuary. And this is sort of what the Swedish initiative is about. So, what is the Swedish prescription? The term coined by the Swedish government itself. The Swedish prescription, which was launched in September of 2025, advertises Sweden as a first and only country to prescribe travel over traditional medication treatments for certain kinds of basic and general health issues, especially mental health issues. The Swedish government conducted studies on nature, socialization, and general Swiss culture in order to gain meaningful research for the Swedish prescription. So this is something that the government had in Sweden had been working on for a while. Now the survey that led to it all, the Swedish government in June and July of 2025 started to ask the question to its citizens as well as visitors from other countries that were in the country at the time. If a doctor prescribed more travel for general issues such as anxiety, depression, or fatigue, would you travel more? In order to gain a meaningful response, they asked this question to the public to gauge where their citizens as well as foreigners stood on the issue. So the survey found that around two-thirds of the survey participants answered that they would travel more, especially for mental health issues if the doctor recommended it. So, what is the Swedish prescription or Swedish initiative and how does it work? This is a universal PDF that can be downloaded and can be used by Swedish residents as well as Swedish physicians alike, which the physician can sign and approve various traveling activities like biking around a new city, or a nature walk, swimming in the lake, things like that. Anything. So keeping in mind that the Swedish prescription, it doesn't claim to replace traditional medicine, but it can be a great alternative, especially for health issues regarding anything from general stress and fatigue to mental health issues like anxiety and depression. And it's a very great alternative for these kinds of issues. So what are the benefits and what are the challenges? Some of the benefits of the Swedish initiative is that for some individuals with moderate mental health challenges, nature can be an extremely beneficial alternative to modern medication. There are people in this world that have taken medication for things like anxiety and depression almost their entire lives and are very tired of doing so. And so, for someone like that, the Swedish initiative would be a very good alternative for those medications. According to a study conducted by Harvard University's Division of Health, a 20-minute walk in nature can reduce anxiety and depression a significant amount, especially when it's done every day and it's done moderately and it's done in a routine. And this is all that the Swedish prescription is about. It's about finding a healthy and natural alternative. Some of the biggest challenges for the Swedish prescription initiative is that it is primarily a marketing technique used by the Swedish government as well as Swedish doctors in order to um, draw people to the country. Swedish doctors do agree that it works and it actually can be used by Swedish doctors in order to help the Swiss population, but it's a created technique and it can only be used in Sweden. The PDF and doctor referral does not work in other countries. So, in conclusion, however, I think that the good outweighs the bad for this. And the Swedish prescription is not only a phrase, it's a genuine effort to blend general well being, nature, and culture into an alternative means of personal well being. The entire notion of sweetest prescription is to remind us to stop, look around once in a while, and breathe. It's targeted to say if a pill can't fix it, try the old way. Go outside and touch grass.